Hi everyone.
Hi.
Today we're going to talk about the kind of results and, I don't like the word results,
Outcomes?
but the outcomes and how the Clean and Simple reset went. We had a few people ask us to do an update on one, how it went for us, and also how it went for the people that went through the first round in August.
Yes, so in August we had our 28-day Clean and Simple reset. So basically it's like a low carb, whole food kind of program. So there's guidelines, kind of lots of recipes, food lists, resources, that type of thing that we gave to everybody. We had a support and accountability Facebook group, and that ran from the 1st of August till the 28th of August this year, and we're going to be running it again in November, which is exciting.
Yes.
We actually started on the 1st of July and went right through to the end of August. So we did about 2 months following the reset program. How did you find it? No dairy, no sweeteners.
Yeah, so couple of the main things that are different from keto and low carb by themselves is the no dairy and the no sweeteners. And I was really nervous about removing both of those things. They're a bit of a crutch for us. I know when I wanted to snack or anytime I wanted something, I would go for cheese or keto chocolate. And so I was nervous about how I would find it, but really it didn't take long for me to feel really, really good, but also really not feeling like I missed that stuff.
Yeah, I was definitely worried about feeling more restricted, and because that's been a problem for me in the past where I can feel really like I've got too much restricted and kind of go the other way. But yeah, I think having the kind of recipes that were delicious, we didn't really feel like we were missing out. And probably the biggest factor was that once we got through that initial week of not having any sweet things, I didn't want sweet things as much as I thought I would. And things like berries or some pumpkin or something was super sweet.
Yeah, so definitely the sweet cravings went away really quickly. And because we weren't eating the sweet things, we didn't want the sweet things as much. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. So
were there any kind of takeaways or things that you learned from the reset?
Well, I guess since the reset finished in August, for the first bit of September, we have been having some dairy and sweeteners again because we've been working on some recipes for Have Butter Will Travel, and we wanted to have some again after being on the reset for 2 months. And I have found that I've noticed some of the kind of annoying symptoms that I thought might be related to dairy, like my asthma and sinus issues. Not that they went away, but they were a lot better when I wasn't, my asthma was a lot better when I wasn't having dairy. So it's kind of a bit of a bittersweet that maybe, I do need to just not eat dairy going forward. That's probably a big takeaway. And just that I probably, when I wasn't having dairy and sweeteners, I was less focused on being hungry or I don't know, I've just been more aware of that I wanted to eat things.
You're thinking more about food.
Yeah, I know, which is weird. I don't know how to explain it.
For me, it's probably been my moods have been a lot more stable without the sugar cravings. I think was probably, even though the sweeteners are keto friendly, I think they were affecting my kind of mood swings and...
Interesting. Yeah, so it was interesting just all the people in the group as well, the different little takeaways they had related to that. So a lot of people felt, just felt more energetic. Their sleep was better. Some people had blood pressure improvements.
And that was in 28 days. I mean,
so
we did ours over a longer period, but everyone else did it over 28 days, and some of the things that people were reporting was excellent.
So we wanted to share with you some of the outcomes that people had and shared with us in the Facebook group, so you can see what other people experience, not just us.
So we do have our computer here in front of us with some of the kind of comments and reviews that people had put on Facebook around what they found improved, and this was a really awesome one. Thank you, Erica and Dan, for an amazing and worthwhile challenge. I lost 4.2 kilos and found a whole new way to eat. My blood pressure reduced, I've had less hot flushes, and my sleep has improved. I now have so much more energy.
I mean, that's awesome. Like low, reduction in blood pressure, less hot flushes. I can imagine that would be good.
I'm not looking forward to that.
Sleep improvement and more energy. I mean, aside from the weight, 4.2 kilos as well is amazing, but all of those other benefits I just think are awesome. Okay, so this next comment, the first line I just love. Just got back from my dietitian visit and she's so impressed both with my progress and the awesome dietary content of the challenge. Dietitian approved.
The thing I like about that comment, it's quite a long comment, so we're not going to read it all out, but my blood sugar levels have been amazing, which, is obviously going to get the approval of the dietitian.
Mm-hmm. Also, a body fat has decreased without losing lean muscle mass, which is obviously the goal.
One of the big takeaways was that the simple part of the Clean and Simple challenge. Mm-hmm. So there was a comment there about how she felt quite overwhelmed with all of the information that is out there. Mm-hmm. This was all provided for you, and you literally just had to stick to the foods that were on the food list.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't have to count macros, worry about your ketone levels or any of that. It was literally, the main principle was eat the food on the food list, and then we gave you some kind of guidelines around that. So
yeah. I love this one just because it said they had the best 28 days ever. I mean,
wow.
When you're not having cheese, how is But also, lost 4.8 kilos, 40 centimeters from their body. And this was while they were in stage 4 lockdown in Melbourne, which we all know, is the most challenging time a lot of people have had. So, yeah, another good one here, 7 kilos down. Didn't realise how much dairy I was consuming. That's been a super common theme that people it's been a bit of a dairy free-for-all because it's keto friendly. And it's I probably didn't need to be having, cheese and cream with every meal. Now I can just have it selectively.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the takeaways people had said was that they were going to be eating less dairy. Even if the dairy came back in, they were going to try to avoid it being an every meal, every day kind of thing.
Yeah, so we just wanted to share some of the comments. This is just a small portion from what everybody posted in the Facebook group on the last couple of days, which, obviously just made
us feel pretty awesome.
We absolutely loved it. And Dan, you've done a bit of calculating on some of the weight loss side of things.
Yeah, so we had over 200 people do the first round of the August reset, and from the people that provided their results, so I guess it's a little bit skewed because, but there was as low as 100 gram weight loss, and there was high as the 7 kilos, sorry. And so I tallied all of the ones that people provided up and came up with an average.
People.
Came up with an average. It was about 4 kilos lost, but there was lots of other benefits. Things people had done measurements, lots of people had
dress sizes. Yeah. Improvements in sleep, blood sugar, blood pressure, all those type of things.
But I know what people really want to know is, did people lose weight? And overall, most people were happy with their results, but we got an average of about 4 kilos lost in 4 weeks. So that's a kilo a week, and that's the pace that is a good pace to be losing at, in my opinion.
And I will say I think there was a good portion of people who hadn't been losing weight. They'd kind of lost weight and then not been losing weight, and then taking out the dairy had helped them kickstart their weight loss again. Yes. So there were a few people who were in that category that were super happy that they'd lost weight, even if it was a smaller amount.
Yeah.
Now, with Dan and I, we didn't take our own advice and do all the measurements and everything. We just weighed ourselves. And in the first 28 days, I lost 4.5 kilos, so I was super happy with that.
And I lost 4.2, so we were bang on with the average of the group.
Yeah, we were. We're pretty average. So I guess from all the feedback that we got and ourselves, the biggest, the things that people found most popular, you know, or most helpful as part of the reset was like the recipes, and we are working on even more recipes for the November one, so that's going to be awesome. And the support group, like it was a really active group. Dan and I were in there all the time answering questions and, you know, being cheerleaders, so that was really nice.
Lots of people were posting everything that they ate every day. It was such a positive place to be.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah. There was close to 200 of the people in there, so almost everyone that was doing it was in there. The other thing that people really liked was our weekly lives. So we would go live in the group once a week. We would answer your questions. We would go over how our week had kind of been. We kind of each week
had a topic.
Yeah, had a focus. So people really enjoyed the lives as well. Yeah,
and we talked about strategies for helping with like eating out and dealing with your family and all that type of thing. So those I think were super helpful too. Anyway, that is our little recap of our Clean and Simple Reset, because a few people did ask how it went and how we went and whatnot. And we are so excited to be running it again in November with even more, you know, clean and simple recipes that are delicious.
And fixing some of the things we learned from running it the first time. There was some errors in the book. We'll fix those. And so if you're interested in participating in the November one, what you need to do is register your interest in the description. There'll be a link in the description below. If you register your interest, we will send you an email once it becomes available again. And then you'll be first to know as soon as it is ready to purchase again.
Yeah, so that'll be around the end of October, ready, because we'll be starting on the 1st of November. So we'll have selling it about a week beforehand, so you can kind of do your shopping and whatnot.
Get prepared.
Yes. So we would love to have you join us. We had so much fun doing it, and we've made a whole heap of new friends, which was really fun.
So we look forward to you coming along and joining us in November. Register your interest. Give us a thumbs up if you like. And thanks so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.